See who's wanting to come in. All right, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, we'll see you there in a little bit. All right, bye-bye. Let's see view. Hello. Everyone can unmute if they need to at this time.
Hello.
Eileen was detained and she called and gave me her sign-in information. So I signed in on Eileen's account.
Okay.
She wasn't detained by the police, was she?
I hope not. She did not specify.
Oh, good.
Someone's on there admitting people coming in. We'll see who's coming in. It says iPad, which is always mysterious.
Yes. We'll see.
Oh, good. I'm glad to see you here. I know I was signing in right at like I guess it's it's 6:29. I'm in Mountain Time right now. We're in Tucson.
Ah, good for you.
Where they grow the native Rosa woodsii, right?
Absolutely.
Well, that is, I don't know if it's native to the Sonoran Desert. It is native to the Chihuahuan Desert.
Okay, yeah, we're the Sonoran.
I know.
Oh, well, welcome everybody. I don't know where our guest and speaker said they would be signing on at 6:30. So
Yeah.
It is 6:32. They're late.
I know. We'll all get here.
Yeah, they may have changed their minds because that was going to be pretty early because we're actually not going to start the program till 7. So they might.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a miscommunication because the newsletter went out, it said 7, but the link said 6:30. So I don't know. I don't know if we need to. I don't know what we should do. Pam said she was going to be here. She's not here yet.
Right. Hi,
Eileen,
how are you?
on?
If you can, you might communicate with the speaker and see if he's.
I think.
Well, they already told us they would be on at 6:30, so I'm guessing they'll be on before too long.
So you've been communicating them through them with the work number you have. You don't have a personal number.
I don't even have that. I've just been doing email.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's why we're not able to reach out and text them.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
But they said they were excited to be here tonight. So I have every faith they'll be here at some point.
Excellent.
We can just catch up.
Absolutely.
While we're waiting.
Well, we drove into Tucson and got here before noon. We are working with a dealer from Dallas, and he'll be set up for
dealer of what?
Minerals. It's time for the Tucson Gem and Mineral event. About 3 to 4 weeks here. And
you're gonna be what? 3 or 4 weeks?
Well, we'll be here 3 weeks.
Oh wow, good.
I'm wearing my mineral shirt.
I see. Yes.
An azurite. It's rainy. It's raining here. It's rainy and cold.
Why are you labeled on my screen as Eileen Cook?
Because as I'll repeat it again, Eileen was running late, and Eileen is typically the admin for this account. And so she gave me her email and password to sign in to go ahead and have the meeting start.
I see.
And so she will
be joining us. Cook for the moment. Yeah,
she should be joining us soon.
Sherry, Susan said she cannot hear everybody.
I know that.
But I don't know. I don't know what to tell her about that.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Peter.
Okay.
Susan,
she might need to turn her audio on if she. No, that would be the other way. No.
See, I'm trying to see if there's there's a mute button all the way to the left. That's a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that, Susan? maybe you can, because I don't, you can join with, I mean, it should automatically join you unless you decline. When the meeting starts, you should go ahead and join with audio.
And Susan could also join with video if she would.
Right, Susan, you can click on those. Make rename, auto record.
But if she can't hear us,
So Susan, or you can text me too, Susan, if you have questions.
why don't you
Or put them in the
let her on
chat.
the chat, since she apparently is can't hear you.
If you move, yeah. Let me text her.
And Cindy wrote her there. That's a good idea, Cindy. Susan, did you join with your computer audio? You might leave and come back. That's a good idea.
Yeah, sometimes you miss that.
I
button.
know when
Mhm.
I originally, come in, it says join with
Oh.
audio and join with
Yes.
video, and I have to click on those. It's
Yeah,
not
right.
automatic.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, yes.
Let's see. Zoom is wanting me to sign in as my own person. It sent a reminder for the meeting. So I don't know what's going to happen when Eileen shows up. I don't know if she can sign up or how that will work exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Claude, you've been
Okay.
working in the gardens there in Dallas, or
No,
staying warm and dry?
too wet and too cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're muted, Claude, so you would have to click on the
There he
There
is.
he is.
your mute button.
I
There
was
you are.
clicking on the screen to unmute and have to click down here at the bottom. So, yeah, I've been working quite a bit on stuff. Got this greenhouse project going with all these ramblers. I'm rooting for the Rambler collection over at the Rose Center.
Greenhouse project.
Yeah, rooted over 100 varieties this year. We're going to do a 3-year rotation, and we got a collection of about 300 varieties, and we'll rotate new ones in and take the big ones out about every 3 years. So it's about 100 rows a year rotation. You got to
Wow.
every year.
Wow.
And try to sell them, the large ones.
Yeah, we're going to try to sell some. And
That'll be good.
we got lots of exciting stuff that we're just about ready to announce on our.
Wait a minute. Are you selling duplicates of what you already have in the collection?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's been a big project.
Yeah.
I was adding up how many trips I made to Shreveport last year, and I went over there 21 times.
Oh, wow.
Over 40 days in Shreveport last year.
Wow.
Wow.
So you know the road pretty well.
Yeah, the car just goes on autopilot. And when I head east on LBJ, and it goes on to autopilot and just goes to Shreveport.
Right.
I don't know if I can unmute.
Huh.
Yeah, I was a little shaky with that. Got down to 10 degrees the other day in
Ooh.
the greenhouse.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of roses. I've got 17 varieties that came in real late from Teddy Maurer, Ann Belovich's daughter-in-law. The roses we had lost from the collection that she
Mm-hmm.
sent me cuttings of this fall to replace them in our collection at the Rose Center. And some of those are still rooting and everything. And I didn't need it freezing in that greenhouse.
Right.
I've got a pretty good heater in there that's got a feedback system in it, a control system, and it's Bluetooth. I can read it from in the house.
Oh, that's cool.
One morning it was holding it at 32.5,
Wow.
but it was holding there. It was just holding there flat that coldest morning. And then one time it samples the temperature every minute. And then 1 minute it dropped down to 31.9.
Wow.
I had to get out and go out to the greenhouse. I got another auxiliary heater that I can plug in if that one won't handle it. So I had to go out and plug in the auxiliary heater for that one morning just to make sure it didn't go down. It
So
went
you've
with
been
that
kind of busy.
31.9 and then it jumped back up, started holding again at just over 32.
Trivia,
Mm.
a bit of trivia thanks to my Danish son-in-law. Bluetooth is named after the very first king of Denmark.
That's right.
Harold Bluetooth is his.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Nation of his name.
Really?
There you are,
Oh,
Susan. And
I
that's what the
wondered
little
where they
symbol,
came up with that name.
and that's what the symbol, the Bluetooth symbol.
Mhm.
Oh, how interesting. Huh. Who knew? Not me. Hey, Claude, Teddy's going to be speaking for us in May.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll definitely
She
be
said-
on that one.
Yeah. And she said she would try to maybe do, depending on what's blooming, maybe do a mini Zoom tour for us.
Cool.
That does
Yeah.
sound cool.
Yeah, in May, it won't be Ramblers. It'll be their collection of the European roses and what all
We-
centifolias and a lot of that kind of stuff we can't grow very well.
Uh-huh.
And had a pretty good collection of those roses also.
Yeah.
Okay, Susan, so I guess turning it off, turning it back on worked this time. You're still on mute though. Can you hear us? Guess not. Oh, let
Oh,
me.
dear.
No, I mean, I haven't done anything on this end to not, I guess I hit chat. Well, there she goes. Well.
Hmm.
Looking, we have 10 participants. Oh, and here comes Pam. And here comes Eileen.
Woohoo.
Susan, you're on here a
seeing
couple
them.
places. Did you just try to sign in on your phone, maybe?
I'm not
You
seeing
can hear
them.
me.
Yeah, mine says
Oh.
she's connecting to audio.
There's
Okay. Oh,
Eileen.
good.
He's muted and no video.
Okay, she's working on a solution here. Oop, I thought I admitted Pam.
Okay, it's 6:43. Where is our speaker?
Well, as Maureen pointed out earlier, there was because of their schedule, they're coming in at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
But you get to talk to all these lovely people until then.
Claude,
Yeah,
how old are you now?
85.
Okay, so I'm still the oldest one in the group, I guess.
And how old are you?
I'm having a birthday Sunday. It'll be my 87th.
Well,
Oh,
happy
happy birthday.
birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Thank you.
Oop, and Andy's joining us. Let's see. Still admitting people.
Well, the
And-
two of you are inspire the rest of us. In fact, I
Absolutely.
think you can work circles around around
think-
some of us.
I think so.
No wonder you know so much. That explains it.
By the way, Peter, Janet Neville said to tell you hi.
Oh, good. Well, hi back, Janet Neville.
Okay. We spent 2 days together. Well, Friday night and then all day Saturday and half a day Sunday down at Fort Parker State Park
Ah,
for the environmental school through the
Ah.
National Garden Clubs. She was a presenter, I was a presenter, and I've gone to like 5 of them. So it's a good school.
excellent. And what did you present on?
I presented on essential oils.
And what did she present on?
She presented on the misunderstoods, and it was the various different animals and plants that are, people like bats. People are afraid of bats. People are afraid of
Yeah.
mushrooms.
Afraid of
And-
what?
mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
And she is really quite a mushroom expert. So it was good, a lot of
All
good
right.
information.
I'm gonna cut in here because our speaker has joined us. Hi, Kim, can you hear us?
Okay.
Uh-oh, we
she's on
can't hear you.
mute.
You're muted.
Hear me? Okay.
Yes, there you are.
Hi.
I cannot see Pam or Susan Novak, nor can I.
Right. Susan was trying to sign she signed in on her computer and on her phone. I hope she can hear us.
Can you hear
I
me,
guess
Sherry?
I might text her real quick. And Pam.
Yeah, I can hear you, Eileen.
Okay,
and
I,
Pam-
you are the host. I've just made you the host, my dear.
which one?
Sherry, you're the host.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go mute at this point, okay, everybody?
Okay.
Hey,
Bye.
Bye.
and Sherry, you'll need to make Kim a co-host because they have some slides. So she'll need to share her screen.
I was muted. So Kim, you're still muted. And now I don't see Kim.
I'm here.
I see her. Hi, Kim.
Hello. Jim will be joining us in just a second.
Excellent.
Okay.
Kim, do you have your volume up on your computer? Because your voice is really low.
I do. Do I need to
Okay.
talk a little
I
louder?
can
Is that
hear her
okay?
just fine.
Okay.
So we're all leaning in a little closer.
Right.
Also, I have to use headphones because my speaker on my laptop doesn't work very well anymore. So
We can do a weather check in Tucson. The weather says, it says it's 53 degrees. And feels like 51. It's been raining.
Raining.
I
Okay.
know. So we're just a little bit warmer than Dallas, or Capel says it's 49.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I had Brenneman here for a while. I don't currently.
We've been rainy all day, past 2 days.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
I'm very glad.
yeah, I think Southeast Texas has been getting a lot more rain than we have, though.
Well,
From
we've
my
had
understanding.
I don't know about your part of Dallas, but where I am, we've had a ton of rain, so. if
We've
you-
had, I've had 2.5 inches in the last 2 days.
Mm.
Yeah, I think we probably had at least that.
Mhm. I just don't want it to rain between 8:30 and 11:30 tomorrow morning, because that's when they're delivering my Lazy Boy recliners.
Oh,
Then
Well,
after
I'm
that,
sure-
it can rain.
that thing would probably be really shrink wrapped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's not predicted for tomorrow morning.
yeah.
Well, tomorrow morning I go to my strength class at the Y. It's 87-year-old me and 30 women, my daughters and granddaughters' ages.
Okay.
And we've been doing it so long, we're like a family,
Good.
3 times a week.
That's great.
Well, Kim, I know you have met some of us. I attended the Festival of Roses. My name's Sherry. Peter was also able to attend, and Claude was an attendee to that event also.
Great.
Yeah, I'm very proud that Felder, publicly abused me in his program.
I know, badge of honor.
It is. He's a character. So much fun.
Still waiting. So when you started your day today, Kim, what time did you start, and what were some of the things you did that were related to the work you do with the Antique Rose Emporium?
I'm usually up between 5 and 6 and I have my quiet time. At 7 o'clock, I was checking emails and looking for some information for some payroll reports and those types of things. Got out to the office about 8:30 and in between downpours. And then we're actually trying to hire some new staff. And so we spent the morning with the meeting with Jessica, who handles our e-commerce, and Mackenzie, my daughter, who does marketing, and just kind of laying out everybody's week, making sure they can join me on some interviews, and spent several hours over at the retail division with Marie, our general manager over there, and interviewed somebody over there, and then met with Francesca, our assistant manager, and we're planning one of our events. We're going to have a craft market, vintage market at our spring celebration. And so we're putting information out for vendors to come in and register. So
That'll be fun.
I think some new things.
Yes, I love the vintage markets.
Oh, good. We've been kind of following some of the markets around here and found some neat vendors, food vendors, cottage craft or cottage kitchen ones. And Marie knows quite a few in the home decor and plants and just a little bit of everything. So it'll be fun. I think
And
one of my new favorites is this young family over in the Bryan College Station area that are artists, and they had some art for sale at the Christmas market. Beautiful, fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Excellent.
I guess just recently you had your tomato workshop.
yeah, we hosted Jay White's tomato conference, and he probably had what, 120, 130 people there.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. Packed out the chapel. So that was fun to get to host, and Jim spent more time over there. I had some other things going on that day, but it was a good group.
Yeah, it was a good crowd. Everybody enjoyed themselves. We ought to have a great time.
We really hope to host more of those types of bigger events for other gardening groups and businesses that
Mhm.
need a
Hook up
small
with
menu.
the native plant societies near you, chapters near you, and
There is one that Marie's been talking to. We were actually hoping to be able to host their meetings. So she's been in
Excellent.
negotiation with
Oh,
them.
mhm.
Yeah, we've reached out also to Herb Society here in Brenham they have some great meetings, but theirs are at lunchtime, so it's harder for some families to make it. So we're going to try to hopefully duplicate some of their sessions out with their speakers out at ARE as either evenings or weekend topics. Because
Yeah,
I've
because-
attended several really good ones there.
All right. I'm going to make you all the hosts, so we'll see mostly you, and as you speak more about the happenings at the Antique Rose Emporium, and kind of tell us
Yeah.
a little bit, not everyone here has met you. Maybe you can give us a little bit of your background,
We
and
sure will.
we just want to learn more about you and share all this good information about the Antique Rose Emporium with our rose growing friends. So I'm going to make you host at this time. Once again, I'm Sherry Ely, president of the Dallas Area Historical Rose Society, and Maureen is our program director. And thank you, Maureen, for setting this up.
Well, I'm just very appreciative that Jim and Kim agreed to come on, so thank you.
Oh, we're thrilled that y'all
Yeah,
asked.
we're excited. We're really wanting to, meet more of the rose community as we're settling into our new system, our new life.
Our new life and new dating routines and all of that.
Routine? I don't know if there's truly a routine.
There's no
It's just
routine.
all
It's all.
fun and
You all
exciting.
you all have inherited a national treasure.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It's absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the slides.
Yeah.
So can
Peter, you and I have had some time out in the garden together.
mhm.
Yeah.
And,
Good
and,
time.
and if
It's good
anyone
to
else,
see you again.
And concerning my previous remark, I am proud that your place has a lot of locally native plants in it.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
And
sir.
if everyone could go ahead and mute, we'll give you all the floor for a moment, and then we'll open it up to questions. I'm sure we'll probably have things to interject too, but for the most part, if people could, what happens is if something happens and then make a noise in the background, your face is what pops up on the video. And so if we mute right now, everyone that's in attendance, then we'll get this going.
So you ready to start?
Yes.
So this is Jim's favorite picture of us.
I like that one because she looks happy. It just makes me happy.
It was fun getting to do that.
So I didn't do any of this technical stuff. If it were up to me, we'd be doing, I don't know, smoke signals and that kind of thing. I'm not a techie guy, but Mackenzie and Kim put this together, and so it's got me leading off. And so my background, I was my dad had an landscape architectural firm in San Antonio, Texas. He graduated from A&M in 56 and did his 4 years in the Air Force, and then went to San Antonio and started his landscape architectural practice. Then he brought in architects. But anyway, so growing up with that, I was his administrator. I handled project management, all that kind of stuff. Design wasn't my thing. Now I could look at a plan and see if the design was a good design, was going to work. But coming up with it out of my head like my dad did, that wasn't my forte. And so I tended to stay on the project management side of things. But I had an amazing background and an amazing education from him over the years. And so back in the early 60s, everything was heavily on the tropical stuff, elephant ears, banana plants, and all that kind of. First cold snap that comes through San Antonio, they're all brown and looking nasty, and you got to replant them. Well, Daddy started the whole native plant push back in around 1964, 65, 66. And he got several growers there in South Texas to start growing the native plant material. Well, then in the early 80s, when Mike and Jean started the Antique Rose Emporium, that just blended in perfectly with what Daddy was doing. And so he started specifying antique roses on a bunch of his projects, or pretty much all of his projects from that point on. And so that's how I came to know Antique Rose Emporium. Now, Kim came to know Antique Rose Emporium before she and I ever met. and so say your side of the thing.
Well, my parents were avid rose gardeners. They moved to Texas. I had in 75, my dad was military. And so growing up, we always had beautiful rose gardens. When they retired, gosh, I guess probably close to 25 years ago in Fredericksburg, they had 8 acres, and they had a 4-acre botanical garden similar to what Rose Emporium is. So we would come over to the Emporium. One of my first, the significant trip for me to the Rose Emporium was when I had my grandma, my mom, and my daughter Mackenzie when Mackenzie was 2. We took a family trip over, and so walking on that property, and it was like looking at that, going, Mom. And I was doing nonprofit management and managing grants and those types of things. Totally not a gardener or horticulturist, but the vision, the dream of seeing this beautiful place and all the roses and things my parents had always had around us. Like, I love this. I want this. So that's my background. They We've always had roses in our yards everywhere we've lived. It's always been an integral part of it, but there's always been other parts of the garden as well. I have a background in education. So for me, it's blending education and business and roses and gardening. It gets us all excited to be able to share the love with so many people. So.
And especially trying to get the young ones involved in it so that they have an appreciation for it as they move forward.
Well, here's our picture of our family, and there's Nathan and Mackenzie, and then our son Trace, who's almost 11. Everybody's actively involved in the business. Nathan's our production manager. Mackenzie's head of our marketing. Grace helps out in the gift shop and the nursery. Rock collector, selling rocks, little mini entrepreneur, and homeschooling on the property. So we're all out there almost every day.
Yep.
And so I know a lot of the questions, and we're trying to spread the word. You know, what are our goals for the organization, for our business? Of course, one of the primary ones is just the love of gardening, sharing the roses. That will never change. The gardens itself will never change. And then we want to bring more children out into the gardens, educating the community. There's seems like such a strong desire. I always love learning things. So we want to bring in speakers. We want to continue growing our knowledge, sharing our knowledge, and just taking it out to the community through Zooms like this or in person. And then, of course, we have a love of growing more roses. We have so many roses that we sell out year after year. So we're looking to increase our quantity of roses and just some new introductions along the way. So, let's see. So here's a little bit more details about the Dream for Children in the Gardens program. Really looking at, because of my educational background, having Trace in the gardens with us. Sure, Trace just walked into the room, so he wants to come in and pop in for a second. Go around.
So we're here between
us.
We'll be right between us.
And so there he is, family business. So, you know, I've been exposed to lots of different curriculums. I love the Junior Master Gardeners program. In February, they have a training coming up. And so we have 2 of our staff signed up for that. We have a lot of other resources. I spoke quite a bit with Felder Rushing. He's worked in children's programs his whole career. And so, you know, he was sharing some other resources for us as well. There are so many different populations that we can serve between the homeschool families, co-op field trips. We've had school districts come out in the past for field trips. We want to just expand that and really target the beautiful gardens and being a resource for those things. And we do have private schools in the area. Right now, you know, locally, Brenham, Bryan College Station, Navasota, but then eventually expanding and looking at what other areas would be able to drive out. We actually had a private school interested in bringing their teachers out to the gardens to have a training session out there as well. So as we develop our rhythm, we'll really be able to see what the needs are and serve in greater capacities. I love some of the things we've done in the past where we become this destination weekend for families. We'll have children's activities. We've had classes for the adults. So there's this great interaction during that time frame.
But I tell you what I've found, just being over at the gardens, the number of families that come out there just to have a picnic. I mean, doesn't matter to me whether they buy anything at all. The fact that they chose this place to spend their quality time that says a lot. And it makes my heart really happy. We had an Eastern Indian family come out, and they were up underneath the big oak tree at the picnic table there. And I'm seeing all this hustle and bustle and activity going on, and I'm like, what in the world's going on over there? Plus all the Indian garb. I mean, they had all their traditional wardrobes on with the hats and the whole 9 yards. And I had to go up and say hi. So I went up. I said, hi, how are you guys doing today? And they're like, oh, we're good, we're good. I said, well, what's going on here? This lady said, well, we're from Houston. We have family members that live in Austin, and we have other members that live in Dallas. So this is where we come together, is right here on this property. And I went, well,
It's so beautiful.
how cool is that? They were out there for 7 hours underneath that oak tree, and it was wonderful. I mean, what a compliment without even saying anything. It was just a compliment that they were there. Too cool.
Really
Too cool.
exciting. So we also have our upcoming events. You want to cover them? I mean, you can see them.
Yeah.
We've developed a Roses 101 that we're presenting. Several of our staff can do that as well. January 27th is our first time on grounds. We've presented it at some other garden clubs, and we'll have seed starting coming up in February. Of course, our spring celebration, we have the dates is the 9th and 10th of March. That's when the vintage and craft market will be as well.
And that's the one you guys need. Y'all really need to come out to the spring celebration. The gardens are just outrageously gorgeous.
Yeah.
We're gonna have food trucks. We're gonna have music out there. We're gonna have speakers. That's the bomb.
A little less formal than the Rose Festival and the speakers and the happenings, and also learning from the past 2 events, allowing more time to go shop in between sessions with the vintage market. There'll be some larger breaks, a little bit longer lunchtime to allow time to,
Just enjoy.
And those types of things. We do have a couple of our speakers confirmed. Skip Richter with the Garden Line will be coming out. And then Mike Sront with Microlife will be there presenting his organic fertilizers and all of his products.
You guys will eat up both of them. Skip Richter is just one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And then you got Mike Srant, who's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. I mean, they're both just super guys, incredibly knowledgeable. And Mike Srant with the whole Microlife, he is so knowledgeable on how to build soil so you don't have to use anything else.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Our garden center's been implementing some and doing some trials with it and seeing some amazing results with the blooms. And he's come out and spoken to the staff, and it's just really nice relationships.
Yeah.
So we certainly plan on increasing the number of events. Some of our goals, we are looking at increasing technology aspects out on the property. Some challenges being a little rural, but we're working on some solutions. We will be hosting monthly seminars, some activity workshops. We did a poll on our Facebook page and Instagram asking what people are looking for. So that was fun. So now we can kind of focus a little bit more.
But being able to offer it not only real time in the garden, but virtually like here, that I think that will open up opportunities for other people to come in and become a part of our community, become a part of our life, become a part of our garden. I think that's going to be a really super opportunity.
Yep. And then, of course, our dates for Fall Festival of Roses is all already on the books for the first weekend of November.
But you blew past the Easter
Oh, the Easter egg hunt, yeah.
egg.
March 30th. Easter's early this year. Seems so. And with that, it is really just a kids community event. We did 3 Easter egg hunts timed for the different age groups. They were kind of zoned into some different spaces. We had an amazing Easter bunny costume. It was Peter
Oh.
Rabbit. He looked wonderful. He was not one of the.
So before we bought the Easter bunny suit, looked like something out of.
It was a little creepy.
It scared the kids. It's this
The year
big
before.
big white nightmare bunny coming running through the gardens to the little kids. And the kids are like,
Yeah.
go in the other direction. Well, Kim found this wonderful Easter bunny outfit that does look like Peter Rabbit. I mean, he has the little satchel, the whole 9 yards, and the kids absolutely loved it. It was phenomenal. That was pretty awesome.
Again, there's some amazing legacy and traditional activities that have been going on for numerous years. We want to keep those going. And then there's, you know, the new, new opportunities.
But make them a little
Tweak 'em a
better.
little bit.
Tweak them a little bit. Make them a little happier. Yeah.
So.
So then again, like Kim was saying, the Fall Festival of Roses, November 2nd and 3rd. We're gonna expand that a little bit more this coming year. We're gonna tweak
We don't know what we're doing yet. Don't
Well-
don't say anything. We haven't even talked about that yet.
okay, I just got shot. But the dinner is going to be absolutely amazing. The farm to table dinner is going to be wonderful.
So, regarding our roses and our rose production, this past year, we were able to increase production of roses that we're propagating ourselves. We do bring in liners for some of the varieties, so we'll just have that continue to rise. Of course, that's based on our field crew and capacity and being able to bring in additional seasonal help as well as trying to get some full-time year-round help. The guys that we have are absolutely amazing, so knowledgeable. We've learned so much from them already.
And they're there from sun up to sundown.
They're awesome. So we just continue working those directions. Nathan oversees that that program as well. We have had some interest in contract growing, very specific needs, kind of based on that year out. So we've been able to accommodate that. With the increased rose production, we have developed a small wholesale program for a few of the nurseries. We're slowly gonna bring that back based on numbers of roses and a few other constraints. Again, it's all things we'd like to see happen and grow for us. And of course,
The breeding program. So we've got some, it looks like we've got a couple of really, or not couple, but several really nice roses that we're watching right now to see how they're going to continue to develop. It's usually anywhere from 2 to 3 to 4 years of watching their growth and their characteristics and all of that. And so hopefully we may be able to have a couple of releases ready for the next year or two. We're still navigating all the patent stuff. I mean, we're still new to this, but we're navigating all the patents and all the ins and outs of all that yabba dabba. But we've got some really cool stuff going on with the breeding program. We've been in collaboration with Texas A&M University with a couple of the big genetics guys over there, and we'll be passing genetic material back and forth and all of that. And so there's some just really cool stuff that's I can see on the horizon. It's going to be a little ways out, but I'm already seeing it as we're just talking about it. So there's a lot of exciting stuff, I think, in that area.
And, we've heard some concern over is the new stuff going to limit what we do with continuing with the old garden roses, and that the old garden roses will never change. They are our highest priority to keep, and even looking at what opportunities we have for other types of collaborations on.
But if we could take
sustaining some of the older roses.
But if we can take some really good traits from this old rose and some really good traits from this old rose, put them together, let's see what we get. I mean, it could be absolutely a phenomenal new old rose.
Yeah.
Or it may be an absolute bomb. You don't know until you do it.
Both of us, because my parents would propagate their own roses, so I've watched that for years. My dad would open up his hips, and he had some sports, and so he was playing with breeding before he passed, and so it's really fun and exciting to see what happens. And like Jim said, some look amazing, and then some are duds, and so you just keep moving forward.
Jump the dud,
always
keep the amazing.
Always fun and exciting to see what happens.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to share as a business and family, and we did include staff when we created this, as we created our mission statement. What are we focused on? What do we want to see happen now and in the future? And so that's kind of our dream in a nutshell. And for us, the Antique Rose Emporium is an amazing legacy piece that we received, and that we get to carry on and pass on to future generations.
So when Kim and I purchased the Rose Emporium, we purchased it under a corporate name, and that is Heritage Legacy Partners. So that tells you what our heart is on this venture. Heritage Legacy Partners. It's the heritage piece that we got from our folks, the love of the roses and plants and landscape architecture and nature. And now we get to pass that on to our kids who are now involved in the business. So it's just it's a very heartfelt, passionate thing for Kim and I both.
Yeah, the name Antique Rose Emporium, all of the business aspects, we are illegal. We have the DBA with the state of Texas of Antique Rose Emporium. We own that as well. That is the front of the business.
Yeah, that's the name of the business. But
yeah,
but the corporation that owns the business is Heritage Legacy Partners. Yeah.
So we definitely, that's kind of us in a nutshell. We're definitely open to questions, and so unmute.
Before we can break from here, Mackenzie told me to be sure and tell you, use the coupon code that is just designed for you, DAHRS 24, and that can be either e-commerce or in person. So, okay, so I obliged my daughter. So how do we make it to where we can all talk now?
They can unmute and talk, and I will take us to grid so you can see everybody.
Okay, I have a question, which I asked in chat, but I'll ask it out loud.
Okay.
Yes.
Will Andrew Barocco continue breeding for you?
No, Andrew he ended up with the girlfriend, and he moved to be closer to her.
Which is
And so-
good.
So Andrew's doing his own thing right now, and so we're working with A&M and talking about designing a program. We don't know what that's going to look like yet, but we're talking with A&M to see about having somebody here on site with us, taking over the breeding program in a bigger way. And
But we're a couple of years out from those.
Yeah.
those
Where did
things.
Andrew go, if I may ask?
I want to say he went up to the East Coast.
Okay.
I know he's had a couple of different positions from when he left here. So, but Nathan has been working, and Jim's been in on several of the meetings with Dr. Byrne and the program, and they've invited both of them over to really just dig deeper in to the genetics program. So we definitely will be taking advantage of that and their offerings as to how we build that out in the future.
We're still trying to figure all that out.
Yeah.
But again, with talking just in generalities, us sharing genetic material back and forth, being able to utilize their laboratories and students and all of that, there's some amazing advantages for us here.
Sure.
You know, Peter, I don't have the bucks to build a laboratory like A&M has.
Yeah, David's program is well known to be first rate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so, and we're just very blessed that he and Dr. Ong are both very excited to be working with us. And we've been providing plant material for them to put out into their research areas all over the United States. And so we're just going to keep working back and forth and helping each other.
Good.
Well, and we do anticipate, looking for graduate student and interns over the next couple of years also, not only in the breeding program, but from A&M and Blend and the marketing pieces and ag business. Again, it's about the educational aspect. We have so much opportunity within the Antique Rose Emporium to train up new leaders in the industries. Multiple industries. And so as we're getting more established and settled into our routines, we'll have more opportunities to continue creating those relationships as well.
Yeah, and that's all within a 30-mile radius of us. A&M, we've got Blend College right here. I mean, there's so much opportunity.
Now, another related question, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Malcolm Manners in Florida has a really serious viral protection program going for both roses and citrus. Are you going to be doing anything with him?
Actually, I spoke with him in I guess it's probably June. And we were discussing his program. He was requesting some roses. And so we have talked with him a little bit, and we definitely need to reach back out.
Good.
Just a reminder, if you're not asking a question, then mute your computer. And I see that Pam Smith has a question. So if everyone else can mute just a moment, and we'll keep going with some questions. Appreciate y'all taking time to answer these for us. So thank you very much.
I'm excited to hear that you're starting to do some wholesale. In the past, the Antique Rose Emporium has been an amazing supporter of local rose societies by allowing us to purchase roses at a fairly good discount so that we can resell as a fundraiser. Do you all plan on instituting that again, please?
We have been since we bought the place.
We haven't done fundraisers.
We,
We've done one.
oh, okay, yes, we did
It
do
is in the
one.
works, yes. That is something in the works for sure. And that's easier to accommodate than like a true wholesale nursery account. So there are those types of things. We do still make donations of roses and gift certificates for specific fundraisers of that level too. There's ways that we're looking at and pursuing on even like affiliate marketing, some referrals that, you know, you have a coupon code. If you're promoting us, are there ways that we can, you know, help your organization raise funds as well? So those are all things that we are having conversations about. And as we, again, get our feet under us, get some of these systems in place, and we'll be rolling out those programs as well. And of course, the Rose Society, Rose Rustlers, and garden clubs, those would be the first ones that that we'll be approaching as we are able to roll out that.
Because y'all have a product that so many others do not have in the old garden roses. And since you're, especially now, since your product isn't available in any of our local nurseries anymore, and we would love to be able to come and buy 100 roses from you so that we can resell them.
So give us a call and ask for myself or Nathan, and we can discuss. You know, we are doing some smaller things. Again, we're not advertising that now, so you know, please don't share with anyone else. But if there's something that you're looking for, you have an event coming up that you'd like to do a rose sale, we can certainly see if we're able to have capacity this year, or whether we need to, you know, plan for a next year fundraiser, and we can certainly have some of those conversations.
That sounds great.
We're just now kind of rolling back out with the wholesale to the nurseries. You know, COVID pretty much shut all that down.
Right.
And so we're trying to start slowly build that back up. So I've been making deliveries to.
We have 3 nurseries so far is all we're able to release to.
Yeah.
Offered it to 5 and 2 weren't ready yet to step back in. So as we see what our rose inventory looks like, then again, we'll look and see if we can open it up more, or like you were saying, more specifically, we can let you know that we've got certain roses available to utilize for a fundraiser.
Okay. Also, are y'all going to continue to carry Mike's Pioneer roses, and does Mike have any more genetics in the wings that you all are releasing?
So his Pioneer roses, everything transferred with us. So we do have rights to produce all of that as well. All the genetic material now belongs to us. So he's truly stepped back from that. He's enjoying his retirement. He's still a resource when we have questions. But we're taking on that genetic material and carrying it forward.
Okay, because he's got gorgeous roses.
Yes.
As you're well aware.
We kind of liked him too.
I have a question concerning wholesale supply to nurseries. There are 2 in Dallas that have always carried your roses, Redentas and North Haven. I hope you're planning to start resupplying them pretty soon.
I know they've talked about North Haven, so that they're in that second tier offering. So thank you for bringing that up, and I will take that back to the team.
And Redentas as well.
Redentas, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I was going to go back earlier. We had a question in the chat, which Kim answered. It was going back to talk about the spring fling. That was our spring festival. That was 2 different dates. The Saturday, it starts at 9 and goes to 5:30. And then on Sunday, it starts at 11 and goes to 5:30 on Sunday. So you can double check that in the chat. Does anyone else have any other questions? You can raise your hand or unmute at this time.
I just had a quick comment. I'm very excited to see the way that you guys are, the offerings that you're expanding. If you're, you know, talking about monthly workshops and classes and that sort of thing. About 12 years ago, I lived up around the Seattle area, and I used to drive to St. Paul, Oregon to go to Heirloom Roses. Every month I'd go there, tour the gardens, go to the classes and stuff. A few years after that, they sold to new owners, and they shut down the gardens. They were no longer accessible to the public. They quit, they shut down their gift shop, they quit the classes, and it was such a disappointment. And so I've been kind of like, ooh, I wonder how this is going to go, having new owners at the Antique Rose Emporium. So I just want to thank you. And I'm just tell you, I think that's thrilling that you are not only continuing what was there, but you're expanding those things. I
We're
think that's
cranking it up,
that's wonderful.
girl.
Yes, that's great.
That's the desire of our heart, is to make sure that everybody feels welcome, and has things to come and do. And it's not just gardening workshops. We've had artists approach us if they can come do an art class out in the gardens. So we'll certainly be looking at all types of activities there. We want to become a destination hub. It's a place we've always loved. And so if we can just open that up more, I think it just feeds our hearts as well.
And we've even talking about having movie nights in the garden.
Yeah, movie nights, worship nights.
Yeah, have a worship night.
Have an art show in the chapel during the off season when it's slower. There's just so many different things that could be available. Corporate retreats, seminars, so lots of fun stuff.
Very good. Very good.
But also big, again, having the technology, which again, I'm not that guy, but having the technology behind these events where it's not only the people that drive in can enjoy it, but people sitting at home in Dallas or Houston or San Antonio or Seattle or Istanbul, they can be online and enjoying it as well and getting something from it. I think that's going to be huge. I think that just opens the door to so many more opportunities for people to plug in.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I think it is going to be. So no, we're really looking forward to years to come, and it's such a wonderful piece of property. There's such a peace and shalom on that property. I was struggling. My parents were both having health issues, and Kim and I came out here, and I felt like I was carrying the world on my shoulders. And I walked into that garden, and it's like it just fell off. There was such a peace and a calm there that just radiated into me. That
yeah, it's a sacred place for us. It's just so we don't anticipate ever shutting down the public gardens.
No.
It was so funny because
I've
seen a book on all the public gardens in the state of Texas that were listed, and Antique Rose Emporium was listed, but it's a private garden. So we're privately owned public gardens. It's open to the public. It's a beautiful place. There's not that many like that. For people to come out and enjoy it, there's so many different demonstration gardens, different styles of gardening out there. We look to expand that over the years, because we all have like little the pocket prairie, and a bigger area specifically for the bluebonnets, and more raised bed gardening, and what could this look like?
And where can we put the little bee boxes?
Bee boxes coming soon.
I want pollinators out there.
Right. Well, one other thing I just wanted to say, it was Sherry's suggestion that I contact you guys. So thank you, Sherry, for the great idea. And again, thank you, Jim and Kim. We really appreciate your being willing to talk with us.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
We are we're very excited to have you come and talk to us, because your face is out there some, and now you're the face of Antique Rose Emporium. It's so exciting, and we want to share the good news and encourage people to utilize this wonderful, wonderful source of roses. And now this wonderful source of education and events. So, we're we're a tip, hopefully, of a rose iceberg to help share that news. When people talk to us, we want to tell them how bright the future looks at the Antique Rose Emporium, and we're just excited as you all are. So thank you so much for coming to speak to us.
Well,
Yay.
that's wonderful. Now y'all need to make yourself available to come down and see us, and we'll host you guys at the Antique Rose Emporium.
Yeah.
Probably half of them on here have been
Oh,
in the
I
past
know.
year since we've
Yeah.
taken. Yeah, so it's very exciting.
I
We
see
appreciate
faces I
them.
know. But yeah,
The
that'd be
support.
wonderful. And thank you guys so very much.
Well, I was like I said, Peter and I and Claude were there for the Festival of Roses, and for Saturday and Sunday, and then for the Friday night event dinner for the fundraiser. So thank you for speaking. I was interested in learning more about what your mission and your views were, and where you were going with your fundraising for this program and what that program is for. So thank you.
Well, we appreciate that.
That's funny because I got an unhappy face comment. Or Mackenzie received it because I didn't speak enough. I didn't speak at all about the children's program at the dinner. Guys, I was so nervous.
See, this is all just training. We're
Exactly. So now I know better in the future.
It's we're here to support you, and we know you got the message, and we're so glad that you're working with us, practicing it on us, because I'm sure you're going to get a lot more requests. So I think that's awesome. So yeah.
Oh, have we hazed you enough?
Being our training ground.
Absolutely. Do we have any other questions out there in the group?
Do we need to haze you some more?
Haze you some more.
No, give Moses a little slack.
Okay.
I see some lots of our DAHRS friends on here. We've had a kind of a breakthrough December, so glad to see you all. And thank you, Eileen, for helping us set up the meeting via Zoom. Appreciate your help. Thank you. Thank you very much. And if we have any questions, I know we can always reach you through email or through social media.
Please do.
And feel free to pop in and share stuff on our Facebook page, and of course we try to share stuff when we get excited and hear things. We're like, okay, let's put this on our Facebook page or share it in Instagram or places out there. So I know Claude's been working with Ramblers, over at the ARC. So do y'all think you might carry a few Ramblers here? Yeah, I'm sure you probably.
That was one of that's on my to-do list, to start looking at the Ramblers. We did get some information.
Oh, good. That made Claude smile real big.
Kim?
So definitely want to touch base soon.
Kim, I would like to call you and Jim probably in the next day or two. We're getting close to being able to release this program that we're doing on reintroducing these Ramblers into commerce.
Okay.
And, I talked to Jim a little bit about it at the.
No, we got to talk quite a bit about it, Claude.
With me, so that's very.
Yes.
I've developed a little sense of urgency because I have rooted an excessive amount of cuttings in my annual rotation of rooting that I do. And if you're interested in participating in the program, instead of just sending you cuttings and you starting from scratch, I've got some well-established potted plants that I can use for you to start your replication program. So,
well, that's wonderful, Claude. Thank you very much. It's nice to see you again too, sir.
Nice to see you again too. Thanks. I'll give you a call in the next day or two. Y'all gonna be around?
Do. Yes, sir. Please just call.
Okay, I appreciate it. I'll talk to you when I get my stuff together, and I've got some inventory lists and some stuff that we can talk about.
All right. Sounds exciting.
Look forward to it.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. I think that concludes the meeting, unless there's any last minute questions. So thank you again, and thank you everyone for tuning in. I appreciate it. And yeah, definitely. So
Enjoy
we'll
it.
see
Thanks.
we'll see you in February. Maureen, do you have an announcement what our February speaker is going to be? Uh-oh, she's looking. If not, you'll see it online. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Can you hit your space bar?
Oh, yeah. Paul Tomaso with Living Earth is going to be talking to us about soil and soil health. Because in order to have healthy roses, we need healthy soil.
There we go.
So he's going to kind of give us the scoop about soil composition and how we can improve the health of our soil. So that should be
I've
very
heard him
exciting.
speak to the Dallas Council of Garden Clubs, and he
Mhm.
has a great program.
Great.
It was one of the very best I've seen on soil.
Mhm.
Very
That
interesting,
was
very
you
clear.
had mentioned, yeah, you had mentioned it, and Pam had suggested him too. So
Yeah.
All
He's
right. Well,
where would I
thank you.
be without all my people who recommend people speakers for me?
All right. Thank you for that update. All right. Well,
Yes.
that concludes our meeting. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you at the Antique Rose Emporium, and we'll see you at the next meeting. And that sounds great. So thank you again.
Good night.
All right,
Signing out
good
from
night, y'all.
Independence.
Bye-bye.
Everybody.